Hey there, it's Jonathan from PlayGuitar.com. Today we're going to talk about triads, specifically on strings 1, 2, and 3. There's a ton of different places that you can play triads on your guitar. And, I've talked about those before and we'll continue talking about them in the future, I'm sure. But today I just want to focus very specifically on a couple of the shapes, not even all of the shapes that you can use on the first 3 strings, but just a couple of the shapes. Okay, so we're going to look at the key of G major. And of course, these shapes you can apply to any key. You just have to, move them around in accordance with the chords in that key. So think about your root 6 bar chords, okay? So that's your tonic, the G major chord. Okay, now let's look at strings 1, 2, and 3. 3, 2, and 1 in the order that I played them. That gives us this little shape right here, right? The beauty of that is this actually contains all of the notes in the full chord, but just in those 3 strings, right? Which is really great if we want to just throw them in as part of a lick or do like anything with them, really, right? Like you don't always want to be playing a full 6-string chord on the guitar, right? It's great to be able to pull out the same notes and do something, go in a completely different direction. So this here, okay, 3rd string, 4th fret, and then 1st and 2nd strings, 3rd fret. That is our major shape, okay? So this moved anywhere is the major shape. Now the root note is the 1st string, 3rd fret, that's our G, okay? So if we want to move this elsewhere in the key, the other major chords that we have in the key of G major are C major and D major, right? So we've got a C major at the 8th fret. So we move our pattern up here. We've got a C major. 2 more frets, we've got our D major, right? So G, C, and D. And of course, don't forget your octave repeats, right? Okay, so that we've already covered 3 chords out of your key. Let's look at minor chords. Now, our root 6 minor shape looks like this. This is an A minor, right? Again, let's look at the top 3 strings. Very simple one. It's literally just 3 strings barred in a straight line there. So this is an A minor, okay? We've got, so the 5th fret, strings 1, 2, and 3. Nice little bar right there. That's an A minor. So root note is A. That shape gives us A minor. What are the other minor chords? Now, if you need a refresher on this, you're not sure about your guitar theory, check out my Unlocking 145 course. You'll find it over at PlayGuitar.com. It'll give you a really good fundamental understanding of how music theory works on your guitar, how chords, keys, scales, all that stuff works together. It's actually a lot of fun once you start understanding how it all works together. So we've got A minor in our key and we've got B minor in our key. So root 7th fret right there. And we've got E minor. Okay, so A minor, B minor, E minor. So let's put that together. And then there's one more chord in the key, which we don't use very often, but it's actually F sharp diminished. Now you can play this. I'll start with 2 fingers here on the, let's go down here. 1st fret, okay, 4th string, 1st fret, and 2nd string, 1st fret. Then you want to add your other 2 fingers, and we want to go 3rd string, 2nd fret, and 1st string, 2nd fret, okay? It's an F sharp diminished chord. Now, I was playing that up here, and incidentally, that's what I was playing in the intro to the video too. Sounds pretty cool. Diminished 7th chords are unique in that the way they're structured, you can actually just move them up or down 3 frets anywhere on the fretboard, that shape that I just showed you, and it just becomes another inversion of itself. So it's like it's always the same chord that you're playing, and it leads really nicely into the tonic there, right? So that's all I did there, was up 3 frets, back to where I started, down 3 frets, down 3 frets, you could go down 3 frets, down another 3 and another 3, and G major, right? Okay, that was a little rabbit trail. All we're doing here is we're going to look at the top 3 strings again. Which gives us this shape right here. Okay, so just the top 3 strings out of that diminished pattern that we just learned. So let's put the full chord scale together. We've got G major, we've got A minor, B minor, C major, D major, E minor, F sharp diminished, and G major. Okay? So out of that, you can do all kinds of stuff. You can pull out just string combinations, for instance, right? Like strings 1 and 3. You could do a lot of cool stuff with that. The sky's the limit, really. You hear this kind of playing a lot. You could use strings 2 and 3. Okay, or strings 1 and 2. Sky's the limit. Hope you found that useful. That's looking at just your major minor triads with the bonus in there. On the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd strings, there are even other shapes that we can talk about using those strings. And then, of course, we got loads more shapes that we could expand into on the rest of the fretboard. I go into this in a lot more detail in my Secrets of Tasty Riffs and Solos course, which you can find at PlayGuitar.com/tasty if you are interested in that. Until then, we will see you again in the next lesson. Like and subscribe for more lessons like these. Have a good one.